Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam, and here's my co host, Nipasa Pradhan. And hi to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Daily Immigration Dose streaming live at 4 p.m. EDT. So, hi, Nipasa, how are you doing?
Absolutely wonderful, Sam. Always good to be here on Daily Immigration Dose with you. And I hope folks out there also are enjoying all these sessions with us every day, almost Monday to Friday. And yes, as usual, today as well, we are going to have a very important discussion and we'll tell you more about it. But before that, we have this very important disclaimer. And that is by watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So today as well, friends, you can join us, and that you can do by commenting wherever you're watching us from. I wonder whether in America, where from. Please let us know also as you comment. And you can also join us on call, by the way, it's nicer that way. And the number is 425-436-6335, and the access code to it is 988-888.
And friends, we are also live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and also on X. So do join us from these three social media platforms, and also don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And with that, today our topic is again a very important one. And I think it was a very important topic because, so many people are still confused regarding H-1B visa. And that's what our today's topic is. Is the H-1B visa really a complete fraud or just misunderstood? So I think you will get to know the answer at the end of the session. So it's very important for you guys to watch this webinar till the end and also participate by dialing up this number with the access code, or you can also post your comments or any question if you have in your mind in the comment section. And with that, I think let me go ahead with my news update first. So Napasa, you can follow up after that.
Sure.
Okay, so here's my news. And that is about racism and sorry, that is about Project Homecoming. 64 undocumented migrants self-deport under new U.S. program. So, in a major update on U.S. immigration, the Department of Homeland Security says that 64 undocumented immigrants have taken a government-funded flight back to their home countries. And this is part of new President Trump era initiative called Project Homecoming. The program encourages people living in the US illegally to leave voluntarily using the CBP Home app. And in return, they get free travel and even $1,000 stipend. And they can avoid arrest, fines, or a lifetime ban from re entering the US. The first flight took off from Texas, including 38 people went to Honduras and 26 to Colombia. Homeland Security calls it a smoother option as compared to forced deportations. But rights groups are raising concerns, and the program has already sparked legal battles, even reaching the Supreme Court. So, do let us know what you think about this news. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. Over to you, Nabasa.
Thank you, Sam. And my news update is Indian H-1B and green card holders face US crackdown in the US. Well, Indian H-1B holders, green card holders, and even students are feeling the heat amid a fresh immigration crackdown under President Trump's second term. Despite being legal immigrants, many are facing increased scrutiny. Elderly Indian green card holders returning from India were reportedly questioned at US airports. Meanwhile, USCIS announced over 118,000 H-1B selections for fiscal year 2026. And social media backlash followed, accusing Indians of grabbing all the visas. Some even called for ending the H-1B program, claiming tech firms hire mostly Indians. This raising anti immigrant sentiment has put the Indian diaspora in an uncertain and stressful position. So, this is the update, and we'll definitely be discussing more on this as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, friends. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And do not also forget to share our channel, our content with your friends and folks out there who are going to benefit most as well. So, yes, looking up for you guys to join us And that you can do by also ringing that bell icon so that whenever we have these discussions, you are also notified, and well, you can join us anytime.
Absolutely. And with that, talking about today's topic, is the H-1B visa really a complete fraud or just misunderstood? So I think this is a very important topic, and we have also come across with a case study where there's a man in Florida named Sean Carpenter has posted something on social media site, and he is actually confused regarding the H-1B visa, and he is claiming it that H-1B visa is a complete fraud. So many reasons can be that, and a lot of misunderstanding is also over there. So Nipasa, if you can let us know, misunderstanding the scope of H-1B, talking about this topic, then please go ahead.
Sure, Sam. And like you said, this was definitely triggered by this controversial post from this Florida man. And well, it has definitely, polarized sort of a debate online. And many have jumped in, to defend the integrity of the H-1B visa system, where many others have also echoed concerns about foreign workers replacing American jobs, and so many things that many people have jumped in very passionately to discuss and tell their views on this as well. So talking about what you just mentioned just now, like misunderstanding the scope of H-1B as well. So if you look at how it all originated, the original post assumes that individuals speaking Hindi and working at airport gates must be H-1B visa holders. But here's the reality. H-1B visas are granted to highly skilled professionals, usually in IT, engineering, finance, and other specialized sectors, right? Not to airport gate agents or customer service personnel. So the misconception really highlights like a sort of a larger issue, you can say, and many Americans don't understand the scope and purpose of the H-1B visa program. Well, it's a non immigrant visa for specialty occupations requiring a bachelor's degree or higher. That's the minimum requirement. And the assumption that speaking a foreign language or being of a foreign origin implies an H-1B status is not just wrong, it's damaging, and it sort of fuels this xenophobia and misinformation, what just happened, recently with this Florida man also speaking about this. So yes, in this segment, of course, we are going to examine so many different kinds of H-1B holders, the roles that they can actually work on. And in comparison, if you see online as well, what have they spoken? It's really, really concerning because better public education on visa categories should actually help reduce such misinterpretations. How to say, people are just assuming the wrong things, and that is only happening because they do not have enough information or knowledge about what these visa categories really are for, right? And that is a huge concern because this is coming from a country and from the people of a country who are providing these visas, and it's really, really concerning because now they're trying to touch on language or even ethnicity, and it really does not determine any visa status. So, there are 5 million Indian Americans living in the US, and many are US citizens or permanent residents. Speaking Hindi in a public place doesn't really mean someone is an immigrant or on a temporary work visa. In fact, most bilingual Americans often speak their native language at home or even in casual settings. So, assuming that their visa status based on language is not only flawed, it borders on racial profiling as well. So yes, I think we must correct the narrative at least that way. And H-1B workers, they are not replacing gate agents or low wage laborers. They are filling roles that require advanced education, and I would really like to highlight advanced here because advanced education is much important, and also technical skills. So I think that is my point I wanted to make, Sam. And if you can also tell us more, the line between economic anxiety and cultural bias, and how this all happened, racism or economic concern, and even the root of anti H-1B sentiment.
Absolutely. And I think that's a very important part because, people are thinking that whether it's racism or economic concern, what is actually the root of anti H-1B sentiment? And with that, I'll say, I think it's majorly an economic concern because most people who come to the US, their main reason is to earn money, build a better life, and support their families. And this is not only for those people who are coming to the US, but those who are already living in the US, who are born citizens over there. Their main role, main agenda is also to have a financial stability. But when American workers struggle to find jobs, it creates frustration. They become disappointed and they become depressed. And that's very normal, when American workers, if they are not getting jobs in their own country, but some other foreign worker is coming and taking away their jobs, then it's like they will find it little frustrating and they will find it disappointing. But let me tell you, friends, it is not that way. That frustration can sometimes also turn into negative feelings and towards immigrants majorly, especially those on working like H-1B visa. People may feel that foreigners are taking away opportunities even if it's not really the case. For example, if company is hiring a worker from another country instead of an American, then some people may feel like it's unfair. It's not a right thing to do. But sometimes these worries get mixed with unfair ideas about race or where people come from. And many H-1B workers are from India, like 70% of them are from India. So some people might wrongly think that all workers from India are taking jobs away. And this is not true, and this can really lead to wrong judgments. For example, as right now we got that case, that man who was saying that three airport workers who were working over there, they are on H-1B visa. So it is something that we can't understand, how people, we have been talking about H-1B visa how long, and H-1B visa is like trending. So people are still not having that clarity regarding what actually is the H-1B visa and how can somebody work in the airport with H-1B visa. But I think lack of information is playing a major role. It's not about other reason, but economic reason are a major one. And that too, the solution is, I would say, to balance and have a better information. So that's how you are going to make a point, and that's how you're going to grow yourself. So this is the point from my side, Nepasa, and I hope I'm able to clarify. Like, it's not about is it about racism or is it about economic concern? It's somehow, majorly it's about economic, but if that economic concern is raising ahead, then it will lead to racism as well, and that's how it's happening right now. So I think that is from my side. And Napasa, if you can also let me know, about what are the voice of the public, like reactions that educate and something about it.
Sure, Sam. And before that, what you just said. So now I think the real question is about, are we attacking the H-1B program because it is flawed or because it represents something unfamiliar? I think that is a thought provoking question that you could also think about, friends. And if you feel like you need to share something about this, please feel free to comment wherever you're watching us. We are live right now on YouTube. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. But you can also check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And stay connected with us, of course. And to come to the point, what you just asked about, the voice of the public, the reactions, the well, I could say that, of course, following the post of Sean Carpenter, thousands of users responded, and it has really created a huge debate in so many corners of the world, and that is why we are also discussing this today. And many pushed back against the misinformation also, because some really clarified that naturalized citizens and even US born individuals of Indian origin can do, and they speak Hindi as well. And others sarcastically pointed out that an international airport is naturally going to be multilingual, and these responses really show that the it is powerful if you talk about public discourse and even correct inaccuracies, right? I suppose social media is a good platform to debate, I think, where everybody can be very vocal about what they really think and can share their opinions. And if you look also, the highlight that it's changing the face of America as well at the same time. So You know, I think what I can say is the most heartening outcomes of this controversy has been, the wave of responses that came from the public, and many of whom pointed out just how wrong the original post was. And it's good to see that, the public is really informed that way. And some users on X also reminded Sean that Indians who are born here and are American citizens speak Hindi too. And just because someone speaks a different language doesn't mean that they're on a visa, right? And others were also very sarcastic. Imagine people speaking different languages in an international airport. Well, these are reactions, and many Americans are aware, informed, and ready to speak up against stereotypes as well. So it's really encouraging. And social media, like I was saying, it's often seen as a place of misinformation, but it really can also be a place for education, right? And another very powerful reminder I wanted to highlight is, multilingualism is not un-American, because if you look at the history of America, America was built on waves of immigration. And whether your ancestors spoke German, Polish, Korean, Spanish, or Hindi for that matter, diversity has always been a part of American history and the story. So yes, I think it's very, very important to keep that in mind as well. And these stereotypes and myths, especially when misinformation goes viral, I think only knowledge and knowing it firsthand can stop all of this. And yes, like everybody else also commented, you can also post your comments sarcastically. So, yeah,
That's
that said, yeah.
and
And
we also
I
got some
hope we
comments.
do agree. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that we also got some comments. Imran
Yeah,
is here and Fawad is here. So, hi guys, and thank you so much for your comment. Okay, so Napasa, I'll take Imran and you can go ahead with Fawad. So, Imran is saying the H-1B program relies on a lottery system to distribute visas when demand exceeds the available quota. Critics argue that the system is not efficient or fair and can create an environment where fraud or questionable practices may be more likely. All right, so thank you so much, Imran, for letting us know about it. And, it's very important thing that you have mentioned. I'll just say that, we need more clarity regarding H-1B visa. Absolutely, it's for skilled workers and not general ones. So there will be a lot of competition and, people will try their best to get that seat. And I would say the administration should also protect American workers through fair job policies and training programs, and that what they are doing right now. And at the same time, they also have to, skilled immigrants help the US grow. So we must, I would say, avoid blaming and focus on facts and not fear. And that's how, if you are keeping yourself updated, then I think that is the best way you'll get to know about the understanding and regarding the clarity of each visa. So for that, don't forget to subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. Okay, Napasa, you can go ahead with Fawad's comment.
sure. Fawad is saying the H-1B visa is considered one of the most restrictive immigration categories, with many rules and regulations potentially making it difficult for qualified individuals to enter the US. The H-1B visa program is not a complete fraud in the sense that it is not an outright scam, but it is a program with significant flaws and potential for misuse. Definitely for Fawad, and we saw that in the past, but I think lately, especially since it became beneficiary centric, and we saw that, multiple registrations are not counted. For each person, only one registration is counted. I think, the US immigration system is really trying to correct it one step at a time. I would say it's not really completely done yet, but yeah, and that said, it has been challenging also, because when you talk about people who are more qualified or are more deserving than people who get selected in the lottery, then yes, I think, yes, it's after all falling back to how lucky you can be in this, right? No matter how qualified you are. So, of course, and another thing is there should be a job out there waiting for you as well in America. And well, I really hope and pray that this gets resolved as soon as possible, and it becomes a program where there can not be any more flaws. There'll be more transparency and no more potential for misuse at all. And we've seen a lot of that happen. And well, one step at a time, like I was saying. And also, when individuals are caught or companies are caught, they're also facing the consequences for all the misuse they had done earlier, right? We've seen that as we bring up, the latest news for you also. So, yes, once again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't as yet. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Thank you, Fawad, once again. Very important points that you brought out.
That's right. Thank you, Fawad, and thank you, Imran. Go ahead and tomorrow also we will join at 4 p.m. EDT. So do join us and also ask your friends also to come ahead and participate in this live conversation. And we will be like knowing each other's status more and more. Okay, and with that, let me also go ahead with my next segment that is H-1B policy trends. Is reform or clarification needed? So recently in Nipasa, fewer people have been applying for H-1B visas because of different things. Like administration has made rules little stricter or changed the process how it works. So we have been seeing that automatically the interest for the H-1B visa has decreased a bit. And because of this, there is also big discussion about what should happen next with the H-1B program. And some people believe the H-1B visa system needs reform, which means making changes to improve it. And they want these changes to make sure that American workers should get fair chances at jobs. That means that nobody should take away their jobs. And on the other hand, some other people are thinking that it is not the problem about reform, or they don't want something to change. They just want to make sure that people who are getting the knowledge from a place, they should be explained in a better way, and there should be more clarity. And I'll say that this is a very good point, that people are putting up, because it's more about what what information they are learning and where those information they are learning, because there's so many people who tries to create that hostile relation between the two set of people who have different ideologies. So it's very important, friends, that when we talk about H-1B visa, you should also understand that they are the one who struggles a lot. It's not about an employer who is just randomly hiring an H-1B worker. They have to firstly look for so many people from American workers itself. And when they are not finding that eligible candidate from the American workers, then at last they have to look for the H-1B workers. So that's how the process goes. And there's also concern that, if rules are becoming too strict, it might be so hard for US companies also, especially those in tech and science, to find skilled workers they need. And this could really slow down not only the H-1B process, but also economy, innovation, and business growth as well. So, lastly, I'll say I think the question is that should the administration change the rules? That means they should reform to protect American workers more, or should it just help people to understand the current rules in a better way? I think let's keep this as an open-ended question. And friends, do let us know what do you think. You think that it should be reform, or you think that people should be getting the information in a better way? What do you think about it, Nipasa?
Well, I think both ways, both are much needed, right? And if you look at H-1B visa program, is it fraud? Of course not. It is not at all, but it's not perfect either, right? And the real issue, when you look at it, it lies in misunderstanding, misinformation, and misuse, not the foundational purpose of the visa itself. So I think information is much needed, and folks out there, information is already out there. What you need to do is go find out, get to know more about it, and understand it, and of course, the misuse part, they're trying to correct that as much as possible. And I think I already mentioned that, one step at a time, the immigration system is really trying to check to that as well. And it's also important to remember that H-1B workers, they have been contributing to innovation, technology, and also healthcare and education in the US. And their presence is not just lawful; it's often essential as well, to keep American industries competitive on the global stage, if you look at it. So I think, yeah, we should be demanding better policy, better transparency, and better education on immigration, I think, and not promote fear and division at all. So I'll just say subscribe to our channel, friends, because we have already created a lot of content. Especially if you are confused what an H-1B visa is, we keep on having discussions, and if there are new updates as well, we in fact have many guests join us also. So check us out. Our channel has good content, and we will keep bringing you good content every time. So subscribe now and hit that bell icon. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show.
Yes. And with that, friends, thank you so much for joining us. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. If you have any question, that is in your mind, then go ahead and you can email me on my email address. That is sam@staffingly.com. And you can also email Nipasa on her email address. That is nipa@staffingly.com. And she also has a phone number you can see on the screen, and that is 408 335 6444. So you can WhatsApp her and ask any question that is stuck in your mind. And with that, don't forget to join us, friends, tomorrow again at 4 p.m. EDT on this platform again. Thank you so much for being here. See you tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and stay smart.